Right, let's take you to Parliament now, where currently the leader of the NDC side of the House is addressing the public. We understand that the Speaker was scheduled to meet with him and his opposite number today.
123, Independent 3, People's National Convention. For every other record of Parliament, it will reflect NDC 137, NPP 137, Independent 1, nothing more. And none of you can add any to it. And nobody should be purporting or seeking to say that I've added one to mine. Cooperation, there can be. Collaboration, there can be. Joining, legally and constitutionally impossible. We're happy to take questions from you. I thank you very much for your listening.
Yes, let's go this way so that it will be orderly. Yes, I mean, you mention your name and then your media house. Yes. Daily Graphic has the floor, so can we listen?
Bruce, can you speak? You mentioned that there were some committees whose leadership are predetermined by the standing orders of the House, and one of such committees was the Business Committee, which is supposed to be chaired by the majority leader. But in this case, where, as you clearly stated, both parties have 137, how do you go beyond this hurdle of the majority leader must chair that committee? In this case, as you said, there is no majority. So who chairs that committee?
Bruce, thank you. We'll take two more.
Yes.
Ibrahim Al-Hassan. Leader, your colleague on the other side, I'm talking about leader of the NPP caucus, Osechi Mensah, was on GH1 this morning, our network, and he says the conclave meetings you talk about with the Speaker, yourself, and his side, we've arrived at the decision that the NPP should constitute majority. How do you respond to this?
Yes, the next person.
Yes, I'm Bubu Lenogo, GBC. Leader, you said that you don't have any difficulty sitting at the left side. Should I take it that tomorrow when sitting resumes, your side is going to sit at the left?
So leader will take the three.
I would answer. Bruce of Graphic, thank you very much. Business Committee, I noted that there can't be an entity or authority or a person exercising executive authority. And to that extent, if there's leader of government business, that leader of government business will chair the Business Committee. On the other of the conclave meeting with the Speaker, yes, at that meeting, 137, the swing or the balance was for the former MP to write, and he has written. I've interpreted his letter to you, and I've made my conditional demands. Respect our 137, but we cannot say that he cannot cooperate or work with them. He will work with them, but we cannot appreciate that he's part of them as a new patriotic party. That's why I shared the brochure with you. Unless, of course, tomorrow when you come to the chamber, you tell me that MPP 138 and add the name of former MP as part of the MPP 138. If you are able to do that tomorrow, then I would answer your question properly. But if you come in answering that 137 with independent, with a pledge to cooperate and to collaborate, we will understand. Then the question of we have no difficulty sitting on the left. We are responsible Ghanaian citizens. The people of Ghana want to see Parliament function and function effectively to serve their purposes and to serve their needs. What happened the last time did not please many. And therefore, in the interest of peace and ensuring that Parliament functions effectively to serve the needs of the Ghanaian people, my side will have no difficulty sitting on the left whilst we make the demands that our strength be respected in the composition of committees and in the determination of leadership of committees. But even more importantly, they appreciating that that Formula 1 is only arithmetic, but not legal constitutional. Thank you.
Yes, the hand here.
My name is Aspia. So the deputy leader on the
Fortunately, the deputy leader is not clothed with mandate and jurisdiction to interpret the standing orders. More importantly, an independent MP is not a party and cannot be parties, but my layman attempt to also do the wrong is done by interpreting it. Layman is independent party and independent parties. You are struggling for words to substitute. An independent is not. He didn't run on the ticket of a political party. Go and read Article 55 of the 1992 Constitution. It's elaborate on political parties and their role. Don't forget, he was even dismissed from that party. Tomorrow morning, we'll be interested in even knowing whether they are tolerating or accepting him back and under what conditions and circumstances. We are not aware. We know an independent. We don't know a party or parties. So go back to Order 7. It uses the word parties. If it was PNC or CPP, so go back even to Article 97, an exception is made for independent candidates. They are not treated like other persons reflecting or coming from other political parties. I'll take the next two questions.
Yes. Commonly is my name. I work for TV3. One, in the 7th Parliament, we had a majority and then a minority. The situation has changed with respect to the 8th Parliament. How would you, leader, see or request that both the media and then everybody refers to your side and then the other side? I reckon that even within your own selves, you're struggling to mention majority or minority. I stand to be corrected too. When the House sits tomorrow, what business are you going to be discussing?
At a discussion at conclave with the Speaker, we decided that to allow the machinery of government to run, we will look at the composition of the selection committee, and that selection committee will make a determination on our collective proposals for the composition of the appointments committee and the composition of the business committee. As to what it is, you can just call me leader, and you can call the other one leader of government business until the Supreme Court matter is decided. A majority caucus they can be, but majority caucus not recognized by standing orders, maybe by practice and convention. But the standing orders is silent, the Constitution is silent. I'm still MP for Tamale South. We'll take another question. Okay.
My name is Nana Kwekubofa. I report for Opimswo Radio. The Opimswo, the only radio station in Ashanti, the best one. The best radio station in Ashanti. In fact, we are taking the leader. Leader, I want to find out from you, even though you didn't mention it, you didn't state it in your, you didn't mention it in your statement, but I wanted to find out, was the Speaker duly elected or was... I just want you to confirm, because according to the leader at the other side, he said the Speaker was not selected. Was not elected, sorry. And therefore he was, we just had a consensus and so just conferred in him that he's the Speaker. So I just want to find out if he was duly elected as a Speaker. Thank you.
What did you see and what did you hear from the clerk that day? What did you see and what did you hear from the clerk when he was making the...
Was there election? Did you see voting?
Go to the record.
Did you see the clerk said elected?
Leader, I did your confirmation.
Whatever it is, by my mother's training, I don't discuss matters that are discussed in the room outside publicly. What I do know is that the 8th Parliament has an elected speaker, Honorable Alban Sumana Bagwin. But is it not intriguing, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, that they are quick today to say that they have, with the Formina MP joining, I'm just raising a legal, curious question. 2 deputy speakers from the same political parties. So what happens and what will happen? I read provisions of the Constitution for you. 95, again, Article 95, 95(3). Article 96, for the record, 96. There shall be 2 deputy speakers of Parliament, who shall be elected by members of Parliament from among members of Parliament, both of whom shall not be members of the same political party. So, is he now part of them? Is he now part of the same political party? Will he still hold that office? These are matters we are good enough to resolve as leaders of Parliament. I'll take the last 2 and adjourn proceedings. We thank you very much for coming to hear from us. The 2 of you, the whip will end with you.
Leader, my name is Abednego Asante. I work with Adom FM. Honorable Muntaka, I think about 3 days or 4 days ago, you appeared on JoyNews, and you made some remarks concerning during the election of the Speaker of Parliament, whereby you made some allegation that Justice of the Superior Court attempted to bribe a female member of your side to vote in favor of...
We are consulting further on it, and our next course of action will be determined on the floor of Parliament on that subject. So focus on today's matters. Thank you.
Yeah, Leader, thank you. My name is Felix Nyaba. I work with the Republic and Express News Ghana. I want to know how your side is taking the issue of the military invasion of this Parliament, whether the leadership of the military rank will be cited for contempt or...
It's outside these matters, but tomorrow on the floor of Parliament, a lot will have to happen, because we have to do an inner introspection of our own, re-examine and look at our own conduct on events leading to the determination and election of the Speaker. I saw that sacrilege of military in the chamber and on the floor of Parliament. I saw my friend ACP Ofori, who was charging us for not respecting Public Order Act. This time that he didn't respect the standing orders and the Constitution of Ghana. He was in breach of our privilege. He was on the floor of Parliament. We'll take consequential action. We'll take consequential action for military in uniform, armed. It remains a blot on our democratic practice as a country. Never, never should that happen. We want to know, and you've seen, I've seen some debate. I don't want to provoke that debate now. Even at that point in time, there was no Minister for Defense that we are aware of. There was no Minister for Interior, because 6th January had lapsed and mandate had lapsed. But we had some people purporting to exercise mandate they did not have. All that would be for some thorough discussion and consultation. So leadership, thank you very much. My colleagues, thanks for coming. And the media, we are done. God bless you. Donald Muntaka may do a true version if you so wish.
Well, Metro and Ma Bonnet Tofa say, or more way interested in Trino, bet me at him. I beg you, if you could just wait, I'll try and do it in about just 5 minutes. Did you kind of yet Muina say, Moba press conference? That also mean no, your man, ye come was na efa.
So those were the proceedings there in Parliament. The NDC leader or opposition leader in Parliament, Haruna Idrisu, addressing the public. Now, the key things to remember is that tomorrow the NDC has agreed to sit on the left side of the speaker, the side designated for the minority. They say for the maintenance of peace, they will be occupying those seats. However, they still do not accept the moniker minority. We'll get more details in later bulletins.